After Brady left New England, he transcended his image as a Patriot, becoming a football titan who rivals NFL teams. This has led me to the question, how does Tom Brady compare to those same teams? We can start by examining regular season wins, where Brady seems to hang with some of the newer franchises founded a few years before he himself entered the league. Where he truly shines is in playoff wins, placing 5th overall among a group of teams decades older than he is. But what would you expect from a guy who hasn't missed the playoffs as a starter since his second year in the NFL, a time when Arsenal was winning the Premier League? This feat becomes even more incredible when you view the data as a win-loss percentage, where Brady's 76% reigns alone. In terms of regular season passing yards, Brady trails only Drew Brees with 79,204. Compared to NFL franchises, this would put Brady FC second to last, beating out only the Titans and just trailing the Ravens. But converting to average yearly passing yards paints a completely different picture, one of efficiency and timelessness. The one area where Brady FC may lack is in rushing. There have been some great running quarterbacks in NFL history, Michael Vick, Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, but Tom Brady is definitely not one of them. You might be thinking, 1,043 yards, that's not that bad, is it? You have to remember that players like Wilson have less than half the seasons Brady has, and Wilson cracked 4,500 yards on 5.6 yards per attempt, Newton on 5, and Vick on a record 7 yards per attempt. For each rushing attempt Brady has, he nets an average 1.6 yards. Alright, that's enough Tom slander. Let's talk more about Emperor Brady's greatest achievements. Because to be an emperor, to be the best, you have to win it all. And that is where Brady shines the most. In his 10 Super Bowl trips, which is 2 more than the next best Steelers and Cowboys, he's come away with 7 rings and 5 Super Bowl MVPs. More rings than any team has won in the past 51 years. Having Tom Brady on your team is essentially a coin toss of whether or not you're going to the next Super Bowl. There are 27 teams that have played in less Super Bowls than Tom Brady has won. It's important to keep in mind the time frame of these performances. At the age of 40, Julius Caesar was elected consul. From there, he would go about establishing the Roman Empire. At 43, Brady's empire was already firmly established and thriving, as he led a Buccaneers team coming off a losing season to the Super Bowl. He has the respect of the league and the connections to skip rebuilding altogether and contend instantly. The average NFL player stays in the league around 5 years. Assuming a normal distribution, that would mean the chances of Brady's career lasting this long are less than a tenth of a percentage point. In fact, Brady is one of 20 players that have been in the league at least 20 years, ever. He's so far past his prime that he gives a whole new definition to the word. There's barely any career passing statistics in Super Bowl history that Brady does not or will not have, except interceptions, of course. This level of dominance for this long is unprecedented. There are players on his team half his age. Throughout his career, he's completed passes in the Super Bowl to 37 different players, and 10 NFL teams are led by head coaches younger than Brady. He's the one holdout in a changing neighborhood, watching as his old buddies pack their bags and move into retirement homes. The only explanation is the simplest one, that last year, he and his fellow Buccaneers accidentally sailed upon the fountain of youth, and now, guided by their cutthroat captain, they're sailing off again, in search of treasure.